Welcome Galactic family. Dear ones, the message for these times of change is a guarantee that everything is on the track and that the world has not lost its way. On the contrary, it is the obsolete belief system that is losing it, even though many struggle to keep it in place. False concepts and beliefs can only dissipate in the presence of the ever-increasing energies of truth, where there is nothing to guarantee its sustenance. The change for many has been unpleasant and not in line with their sense of safety and material comfort. However, what is occurring is necessary for Gaia, as well as for everyone on it, in order to clear the multiple layers of the dense energy formed by the duality and separation that Gaia has been storing and transporting through the centuries. Incoming souls generally choose to experience some kind of difficulty or life-changing event during their sojourn on Earth. This is a free will, pre-birth choice, made for the purpose of learning something necessary for soul growth, which may have been ready for a long time, but have not been learned in simpler lives. In the same way, groups of souls will often choose to experience something together in order to eliminate and resolve a collective karma. You are witnessing this now, as certain groups around the world experience great losses and pain. The very things that seem so wrong according to three-dimensional thinking are often necessary and perfect in order to re-establish balance for a soul or a group of souls. That does not mean you walk away and say, "Oh, well, they chose that." But it means you have a better understanding of the world's situations, and from this environment of greater awareness you are able to send light and help without adding negative energy to the situation. The old man no longer possesses the power he once had because the collective consciousness is becoming ever more evolved. Individuals are awakening and beginning to recognize and regain their innate power. Those who are ignorant of their true identity as spiritual beings continue to allow others to take their power. Governments, churches, scholars, corporations, and individuals who lie from a just sense of empowerment disguised to know what is best for them. Despite appearances, love is increasingly prevalent on Earth as individuals awaken to a new sense of connection and go beyond the concepts of separation. This is the present gift hidden in disasters. Love is being felt and expressed by many who do not understand that their desire to help others is, in fact, love. Love flows in ways relevant to an attained state of consciousness of an individual who can simply see his actions as practical responses to some situation. There are those who always intervene where they see a need, ordinary people who provide clothing, food and material goods, never considering that their actions are love. Others help on the emotional and mental levels, providing guidance and support. This is love union activities regardless of what you call it. The intense need of so many at this time is serving to lead the world more deeply into love through service, which is why many choose to be pre-born, to experience, or to be part of some dramatic event. As you already know, the more enlightened is the state of consciousness reached, the deeper and clearer is the perception of love by the person as being the connecting energy between the many within the one. Spiritual evolution is simply a journey in which every soul moves quickly or slowly to ever higher levels of this consciousness. All who in some selfless way serve Gaia and their ways of life are loving, even if they can only see it as doing your work or being practical, etc. There are some people generally well known, desirous of publicity whose present state of consciousness only allows them to perform service actions primarily for the purpose of praise and attention of others, without a real concern for the recipients, be it people, plants or animals. However, even this low level of service may be the starting point from which to develop a deeper sense of service in love. It is important to understand the difference between love and empowerment. Many still believe that love means doing whatever it takes to make the other person happy, often at the expense of their own power and personal growth. The situations of another individual may well be part of the pre-birth contract chosen to learn, clean or move beyond the active energies of some old cellular memory. The love is with the hand ready to grab the hand of another who is seeking help for your own efforts. But love is not going down in the pit to raise someone who is not making any personal effort or even sees no need to be anywhere else. Individuals must choose consciously or unconsciously for leaving a well consciousness that they have created themselves. If in a personal perspective assessment, one person tries to force another into a state of consciousness that is not yet prepared, the other removes his own lesson, and the person becomes only a facilitator for him to prolong this state. Many students of truth remain confused on this point because, in their sincere effort to become loving, they try to fix, heal, or change all who struggle and are not seeing the world as they are. This is done through words proselytism or action stepping and changing things, or simply through sympathetic alignment. All this will add energy to the situation. Love often requires one person to step aside and allow another to come face to face with himself, which can be very difficult when the other is a loved one. Never forget that the true nature of the person is divine, no matter what the appearances. This is the hardest work, and if the other person is receptive or ready for change, their loving realization of their true nature can change their consciousness, allowing them to see and be more receptive to the larger picture. Always trust your intuition in these types of situations. Does this person really want help, or is she simply looking for someone to ease her way back to her chosen lifestyle? There are certain individuals who thrive on being victims because they get the attention they want with no effort other than to keep repeating and elaborating on the details of their victim status to listen to, which serves perfectly to produce more victim situations. You are creators. When the other sincerely tries to grow and change your life for the better and expand, it is when you firmly grasp their hand and help them in whatever way they are able physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to where they are choosing to be. It can simply guide them to where they can get the help they seek. It is difficult to determine these things strictly from observation, and this is where your intuitive gifts should come into play. Your light workers, which means that you have acquired enough awareness to engage with the world from levels of light and awareness, not according to three-dimensional concepts of love and service that often include a surrender of power. Folks, love never means being a doormat. Love is never trying to mold itself into the image of the holy card of a saint with eyes raised to the sky and hands bent gently. Love often means taking a stand and saying no when it is appropriate. Love allows others to experience and learn from their mistakes. Love is an observer and knows the difference between a want and a need. Love is a recognition of the true divine nature of each individual, regardless of how far it may seem. Love is being willing to intervene with guidance when requested, but it is also the ability to step back when not asked. Love is to be firm if your child in his immaturity is making inadequate choices, but love also allows him to experience the consequences of a bad choice. Love is the realization of unity on all levels, physical, emotional, mental and spiritual. Love knows that all life forms express the one life. You are and can only be love, because love is the energy that flows within, as in through all things. Love is not an emotion, although it is often expressed through emotions. Love is the divine mechanism which is God with all its parts functioning perfectly in order infinitely by the law, manifesting in the physical heart as human. We are the ARCTURIAN group,